Have you ever read a book or watched a movie or watched a TV show and then you really wanted to be the protagonist, the character in this show? You really want to be in his or her shoes. You really want to live the journey of a hero. You really want to live your life in a way a protagonist of a fictional fantasy story lived. I obviously wanted to do that as a kid because I know a lot of people really enjoy reading books like Harry Potter, adventure books, books about knights, and books about like agents like 007. People read this fiction because in a way they really want to become like the protagonist in these stories. They want to live through their experiences, go on actual adventures. All the kids want this, pretty much. But as we're growing up, I noticed we'll find these adventures that describe in fantasy books, science fiction books, these heroes' journeys, a little bit unrealistic because in our real life, the journey doesn't go like that, right? Most generally, we wake up around a certain time. We go to do a certain type of work, which we don't really enjoy, but we have to be there. For example, like school, like primary school, elementary school, high school, middle school, you name it. So these activities we are forced to do make us feel like our life maybe we're not gonna live the way a hero live in the fictional story we grew up in. And as a kid, like it always bothered me because I feel like I have the potential of becoming a natural adventurer. I want to do these adventures and I don't care the risk. Like there will be risk coming with all the adventures, but I don't really mind what risk come out of my adventure. I just want to go out there and do amazing things that excite me and that shock me. And I wonder if there is a way where people in our actual society, in the real world, can live that way. And I think it's possible. Here's why. So since maybe like 4 years ago, I always trying to do like something new every single day. At least a few things every single week that I haven't tried before. For example, recently I went to my first fashion show, and then I went to the backstage and then like talked to a lot of models and then like people, photographers, and people that work there. And it's so entertaining because I have never experienced this before, and also like maybe like this is not a path I want to fulfill like through my entire life, but it's definitely a cool intervention, the cool adventure, a cool like side mission per se that I get to experience, which is really nice. And then one day ago, like I went to this farm to shoot a video commercial, a photo commercial for Rogers as a model. So that was amazing. So I was pretending to be a part of this family, this fictional family, and then we're just chilling in a farm, a super nice farm. It's so large you wouldn't even believe it. And there's a lot of horses on the farm too. To be living there and then enjoying life. That's our like script. But yeah, pretty much that was so amazing. It's so enriching an experience. Also, I think maybe working as a model throughout my entire life will be very draining because there's so many harsh aspects to it. So for example, you need to find like a good agency. You need to be able to maintain good relationship with the crew. So you get recalls. So you get callbacks to come to the shoot again, over and over. And then you need to wake up early. You need to get to the set on time. And potentially you'll probably have to drive because if the set's too far in the future, you need to have some sort of transportation mechanisms to get you there to do the work. And the pay is pretty high, but it's always delayed pay because big companies take a long time to process their checks. So you need to think about how to maintain this work long term if you want to pursue as a professional model. But doing this at least for just one time, it's an amazing adventure for me because I am able to try these new things, and then it opens my mind for so many new different opportunities. It also keeps me creative because when I was younger, I always wanted to become a writer for fictional stories. Because in a way, when I write, I really want to live in the shoes of the characters I'm writing about. Most of my stories are about adventures, about people doing unexpected things that just came into their life. So one day maybe alien invaded Earth and then they become part of the alien empire. Maybe one day they got pregnant as a dude with the tadpole babies, frog eggs in their belly. Maybe one day something strange happened, something bizarre happened, but they lived through it as the hero of the story, and they get to experience everything. That's one of the reasons I always wanted to become a writer. But throughout the years, I was thinking, maybe instead of just writing these stories, maybe I will live these stories. Maybe I'll become the protagonists themselves. I will put the writing inside my real life. I will contribute these amazing vision I have in the real life, in the real world. I will live the life of the protagonist. I will become the hero in my own story. And you can too. It's very simple. Starting today, I want you to think about, is there something you are aching to do? Is there something that you have never tried before? You always are somewhat excited about the idea. For example, maybe a very basic one, cliff diving, right? Or maybe take a cooking class, something like this. You never done before, but you may be aching to do. Try to put this in your schedule. I know a lot of people have like 9-to-5 jobs and they have a lot of stuff on their mind at every given moment to deal with. But try to put these amazing visions that they have for themselves into your schedule. Put it there and then try to achieve it no matter what it takes. So for example, if you want to take a cooking class, it's pretty simple. You just sign up for one and then make sure you pay like somewhat of a deposit so you don't like bail out last minute. Just make sure to bring yourself there physically and do the course. Then you will enjoy this whole new experience that can expand your consciousness. And every single time you do this, you become more aware of how big, how amazing the world we're living in is. It will bring you true happiness because once you do this on a frequent basis like I do, I'm literally doing something new every single week. I'm not even kidding you. There are so many new things that I experienced throughout the past few months that made me amazed, in awe of how amazing the world is and how many different possibilities there are out there in the real world, that you can seize the opportunity and potentially make huge amount of money from. Because once you have the knowledge of what exactly is happening in every single field, ideally, when you try so many different things, that you understand so many different specific aspects of different fields, your brain starts to make connections. And these connections is what we call entrepreneur ideas. You combine two fundamentally distinct fields, both you have personally participated in and know a lot of details about, and you combine them and then see if there's a good way to bridge them into one continuous idea, or not only just two of them, maybe a lot of them at the same time. This is how you make banks. Like literally, that's how you start to realize your experience can personally bring you a lot of gains. And maybe you don't need to work that 9-to-5 job that you're always aching for, that you always think you have to do, because that is not natural. In our ancestors' time, before farming societies, people were hunter-gatherers. Every single day, people face adventures. Adventures are the natural state of human being experience on Earth. Chaos is a constant state of human beings' existence on Earth. Every single day, when you're out hunting, you might be hit by a rock. You might bite the wrong mushroom. You might step onto something and break your leg. Everything can happen all at once, at every single moment, at every given moment. And your adventure will lead you somewhere cool. So our first humans coming out of Africa, Homo sapiens coming out of Africa, they have to experience adventures in order to get through the land bridge, in order to be compelled to travel farther and farther away from their home place. They have to expand because there's so many new possibilities that they're following. And hence, they changed the human history. They changed the history of the earth. They changed everything. And you can too by going to your own small adventure. Starting small, maybe try something you never tried before, join a community sports team, do some sort of dance class with your local dance teachers, dance studios. Start something small, start with something you're personally interested in, and then later on, move on to things that you might not even be that interested in, but try it anyways, just to see how it is. Try going to a stock trading class. Try to understand how these traders think, how these investors think, how the firms, like financial firms, organize everything. If you're in university right now, try going to different classes. You're in your own program, own major, but walking to other classes is free. You go to other big lectures, you go to like your local universities, just walk into their lectures and learn about different fields, learn about computer science, learn about marketing. Go to all these new adventures and enrich yourself with new experiences at least once in each activity. Then you will know so many new things about the world. Don't stay in your home. Don't stay at your home and search on the internet how these work, how that work. Internet is only a tool to get you there physically, to be participating in these new experiences. Because the kind of adventure you have on the internet, so maybe playing video games, maybe going on search engine and then just trying to see how the world is, travel the world on maybe watching YouTube videos. By watching YouTube videos and pretending you're traveling the world, it's not real adventure. Real adventure actually bring you to chaos. The main issue with internet use in experiencing new experiences is it doesn't have drawback, right? There's no danger in surfing on the internet. There's no danger in watching a video of like someone else traveling in the rainforest in Africa, and then potentially that person could get attacked by a bear, but you couldn't, or like some dangerous animal, crocodiles, but you couldn't because you were watching in front of a screen. There's no dangers. There's no chaos for you. If there's no chaos, your brain automatically doesn't stimulate as much. It understands that there's no chaos. It's almost like you watch too much scary movies. You watch too much horror movies, and then after a while, like I want to say, horror movies just stop being dangerous to you. Although they're trying to be scary and everything, but your brain just know this is not gonna hurt me. These are just physiological reactions that I have in my body about these jump scares, loud noises, and your brain know fundamentally that it's not gonna be scared because those things cannot hurt me. So later on, that's why a lot of people, like after watching a lot of horror movies, they stop being scared, and then they require higher and higher stimulus. That's why, and it's the same reason that you can apply to your real life, because when you're in front of a screen and you're trying to live through other people's avatar, and then you're trying to watch a lot of shows, TV shows, movies, and these adventures, fake adventures you get from them, are not enough because your brain assumes that there's no dangers, there's no chaos. And when there's no chaos, nothing unexpected will happen. One of the good things about going on actual adventures in the real world is you get to experience so many new things that you don't know is going to happen. And then when you do all these new adventures, so many unexpected things could happen, right? So when I was shooting the modeling commercial for Rogers, so Rogers is a phone company, so pretty much we're shooting a advertisement for like phone company. I actually met this 60-something-year-old lady who has been modeling her entire life, and she offered me a ride home. On the ride home, she told me so many of her life stories, and so entertaining for me because I would have never known that about models. And then she told me the state of modeling in Canada has changed so much since when she was a little girl. And she told me there's no diverse cast for modeling when she was younger. And she can only be typecast in one specific type of character, which is like the girl next door. And then later on, when she grew older and older, this typecast changes over time. And it's very interesting. There's a lot of like very intimate and very interesting conversations that you can potentially have with strangers that you meet on these adventures. They can be your mentor, and they can be someone in your life that brings you like new excitement and new knowledge. Just think about like when if you're King Arthur, you meeting Merlin for the first time, and this is a wonderful old man Merlin, in your age, and you get so many wisdom from him, but you don't plan on meeting Merlin because you only go on adventures, and all of a sudden you meet him. And if you think about like the myth of Yvain, the Knight of White Lion, he met this white lion in the middle of the forest, getting attacked by a dragon, and then the knight Yvain drew out his sword and killed the dragon to save the white lion. And then the white lion in turn brings him a lot of glory and becomes his closest companion. It's throughout this random event, he just literally saw this one dragon attacking this one white lion inside of a forest, and he tried to step in and go in this specific adventure. He chose to be a part of this adventure. He chose to be a part of chaos. He could have been bitten by the dragon. He could have died, of course. Everything comes with a price. It's very dangerous out there in the chaotic world that we have today. But our ancient stories always painted adventure in this way. And maybe there's some wisdom in it. Think about it. Why do ancient people pay so much attention in every single culture about going on adventures? And this is exactly what modern society lacks, because everything is streamlined. You go to 9-to-5 jobs, you go in your car, try not to meet anyone. So you avoid any opportunity to meet any other like strangers on the way, because you're in your car, you drive into your destination, and you get off the destination, that's it. That's your journey. That's your hero's journey. Nothing happens in your hero's journey, mostly. And when you get to your workplace, you go in front of your computer, you go talk to your coworker, which you already know, because these are like 6 other people that you talk to every single day for the past year. There's no new things in your life. That's the issue. You're probably living a disjointed life if you are the average person today. That's why I encourage you to at least try a little bit to take a new adventure in your life, to go to that one class that you always want to go to go try out this one specific sports that you always wanted to try, but like you had never tried. Play squash, try Quidditch, like all of everything, because these experience, also you may not even really want it, will eventually bring you a new view and new perspective on the world, on how other people are living their lives. And that's a more holistic view of the society at large. And with this knowledge, you become unstoppable. You will actually become one of the heroes in the story you always wanted to be in. You will be the writer of your own story. You will be the hero of your own tale. Thank you. See you next time.